Welcome to the Idris Diaries. I'm Carol Ann, and this is my video blog, basically about Doctor Who, science fiction, and fantasy. Thank you for joining me tonight, and what I am going to talk about is basically a review and an opinion about the mini episode or mini webisode, whatever you want to call it, that aired last week. It's called The Night of the Doctor. If you have not seen it yet, then please turn me off right now. Go on to Google or search in YouTube for Night of the Doctor and please watch it. It's only a little over 6 minutes, and it is so worth your time. I mean, it was fabulous. I'm really happy that the BBC decided to air this just a couple of weeks before the 50th anniversary, because it, for me, it's really given me, new excitement and stuff like that, for the 50th, because until now, I wasn't really caring one way or another. When the trailer aired a while back, I think it was this time last weekend, I felt the same way, after seeing it. I was like, oh yeah, I'm psyched. And then after seeing The Night of the Doctor, I was just like totally obsessed, more so than I've ever been. So basically, we all got a nice surprise. When it first started, you see this woman on a spaceship that's crashing. Her name is Cass, and she's, you think, okay, the Doctor's going to be showing up anytime, and I was really thinking it was going to be Christopher Eccleston. That's what I really thought. But we all got a nice surprise when we saw it was Paul McGann, who, as many of you probably know, is the 8th Doctor. And we've always speculated that it was, the 8th Doctor that was probably in the Time War. Well, this mini webisode ended up explaining a lot of it. What was really cool is just seeing Paul McGann, and he was just like so cool and everything. But what was interesting is that Cass was like all excited because she's like, okay, I'm saved. But then when she found out the Doctor was the Doctor and was a Time Lord, she didn't want anything to do with him. She did not want to be saved by a Time Lord. And there was this really intense scene where the Doctor basically said, well, at least I'm not a Dalek. And she was like, what's the difference? So I think that was a really important scene, setting up the 50th, because now, whenever the Time War was raging on, basically the people of the universe that was affected by the Time War basically thought of the Time Lords as the enemy, just as much so as the Daleks. I really think that's very important, setting up what's to come, because, you got the impression that people always respected, the Time Lords and Gallifrey, and here, because of this war, they think of them as the enemy, and she basically, Cass, would rather have died than to have been saved by him. So I really think that's significant. And so the Doctor is like all upset, and he's like trying to save Cass, and the ship ends up crashing. And you figure, okay, what's going to happen next? And basically you see, the 8th Doctor wake up again, and you find out that he is in the presence of the Sisterhood of Karn, or Khan, whatever you want to call it. I think it's Cairn, like Cairn Terrier. But basically almost like a sorceress type of person. And you find out that the doctor died. And they use their abilities to, breathe life into the doctor. That was only for 4 minutes. And the doctor made some like funny little pun. Oh, the Sisterhood of Khan, the keeper of the flame of eternal boredom. But then the head sister basically said, no, the keeper of the flame of eternal life. So that was really important, with this eternal life thing, because you found out that they brewed this potion that would enable the doctor to regenerate, even though he was technically dead. They can basically force a regeneration. And they're giving him a choice. I mean, what do you want? Do you want, to be like young and strong, young and fast, or do you want to be like old and wise? What do you need? Because they were basically saying the universe needs you to basically stop the time war. And at first he was like, no, but then he ended up drinking a potion, and his choice was to be a warrior. So, he drank from, this cup, and, he regenerated into what it has become essentially John Hurt's character. Now, we ended up, like a day after the webisode aired, I read an article online that I guess the producers, BBC, Moffat, whoever, basically made it clear that 9 will still be 9, 10 is 10, 11 is 11, that there wasn't really any change in the, numbering of the doctors, even though John Hurt's doctor, you can you can argue technically John Hurt would be the 9th doctor. Well, I'm guessing, this is just a guess, that because the 8th doctor was dead, and David Tennant made it clear in The End of Time, if you die before regeneration, you're dead. You can't regenerate once you're dead. So 8 was technically dead, and it was because of the Sisterhood. They forced a regeneration. So basically they forced a regeneration out of somebody who was dead. So I'm guessing that it's like a short life. It's just like borrowed time. It's like a borrowed regeneration. And once, John Hurt's character, which is really not a doctor, it's like a warrior doctor, because he made it clear that he wanted to be a warrior, so he's not really technically the doctor. I'm guessing that once he does whatever he does to end the time war, I'm thinking that he's gonna die. He's gonna die, but basically he's dead already. And this is just my hypothesis. When he destroys Gallifrey and forms this time lock, the energy from the time lock, basically John Hurt will cease to exist, and that energy would be drawn into him, and he would revert back into the body of Paul McGann's doctor, and then that would make the regeneration. So into the 9th. So basically John Hurt's character is kind of like a borrowed life. So that's just my take on it. We'll see what happens. I mean, I could be wrong. It could be something totally different and whatever, but that's just my take. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Sisterhood shows up again on Trenzalore, because why would they bring them into the fold now if they're not going to be a part of future stories. So I think this webisode is more than just the 50th and the Christmas special. I think it's going to set the stage for other things to come, and hopefully this will be a new trend where we get more webisodes. even when we're, waiting between the Christmas special and when the next season shows up. What is it, season 8 with Peter Capaldi. I mean, that would be great if they start doing more webisodes. Maybe even have like webisodes with Paul McGann again, or one of the other doctors, or have a webisode with Peter Capaldi. Like little mini, episodes leading up to the full season, because honestly, those 6 minutes and some odd seconds were really excited, more exciting than it's been in a long time. I'm not taken away from like Matt Smith's Doctor, because you all know that I love him, and I think every show I do on Doctor Who I'm going to probably be mentioning Matt's name, but but really the storylines that Moffat has been doing, I think are too complicated. And maybe this storyline coming up is going to be a little complicated, but having that little tidbit, it was really easy to follow. It was like bam, 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 this is how it is. There was no like second guessing, no trying to figure stuff out, no like, migraines trying to like figure out what the hell is going on. And, it was really clear and concise. This is what's going on. The universe hates Time Lords. The 8th Doctor died because this girl did not want to live, because of a Time Lord, and then they ended up bringing him back on borrowed time and forced a regeneration. So I just think that was like really interesting. So we'll see where it goes. We'll see where it takes us. We don't have long to go. Just little under 7 days, because the 50th will be airing at 2:50 Eastern Standard Time, so, this time, next week on Saturday. So, we don't have long to find out what's going to happen. So, I hope to talk to you guys soon. I'm actually going to be working on some more episodes, not dealing with Doctor Who, but coming up where shortly, maybe like in tomorrow or whatever, I'm gonna do a movie review on Ender's Game and Thor, and then the next Doctor Who episode I'm gonna be working on, for the Idris Diaries, is basically a chit chat dealing with the character of Raslan as we saw him in the special 5 Doctors and in End of Time. So look forward to that. And if any of you would ever like to join me in a show, please give me a shout, leave a comment, look me up on Facebook, whatever, and I know we'll set something up. I'll love to have you on there, and we can, chit chat about something. So that's it, and have a great night, and talk to you soon.